God says, "Your spouse had a huge fight this morning with a woman who called you this in front of everyone." This seemingly cryptic and intriguing opening line could evoke a myriad of questions and emotions. Who is this mysterious woman? What did she say? And why does God seem to be involved in the situation? As we delve deeper into the realm of human relationships, conflicts, and spirituality, we unravel the complexities of the human experience. In today's fast-paced world, relationships often become battlegrounds for ego clashes, misunderstandings, and power struggles. The image of a spouse engaged in a heated altercation with another person over a perceived insult is not uncommon. However, the addition of divine intervention in the form of God says introduces a fascinating dimension to the narrative. It suggests that there might be more at play here than meets the eye, perhaps a lesson to be learned, a test of faith, or a reminder of higher principles. The concept of divine guidance or intervention in human affairs is deeply ingrained in many religious and spiritual traditions. Whether it's through scriptures, signs, or inner revelations, people often seek guidance and solace from a higher power during times of turmoil and uncertainty. The idea that God is aware of our struggles and intervenes in our lives can provide comfort and reassurance, especially when faced with seemingly insurmountable challenges. But what about the woman who called you out in front of everyone? What role does she play in this divine drama? Is she a mere antagonist, a catalyst for personal growth, or something else entirely? Perhaps she represents the voice of truth, calling attention to hidden conflicts and unresolved issues within the relationship. Her actions could serve as a wake-up call, prompting introspection and dialogue between spouses. It's often said that adversity reveals true character, and conflicts can either strengthen or weaken relationships depending on how they are resolved. How your spouse responds to the confrontation with the woman speaks volumes about their values, integrity, and emotional maturity. Do they react with anger and defensiveness, or do they approach the situation with empathy and grace? These are crucial questions that can shed light on the dynamics of the relationship and the individuals involved. Moreover, the public nature of the altercation adds another layer of complexity to the situation. Being called out in front of others can be embarrassing and humiliating, triggering feelings of shame and resentment. It tests the resilience of the relationship and the ability of both partners to navigate through conflict with dignity and respect. How they handle the aftermath of the confrontation, whether they choose to forgive, reconcile, or escalate the conflict, can have far-reaching consequences for their relationship and their personal growth. But amidst the chaos and turmoil, there is also an opportunity for healing and transformation. Conflict, when approached with openness and humility, can be a catalyst for growth and self-discovery. It forces us to confront our limitations, biases, and insecurities and encourages us to cultivate empathy, understanding, and compassion for others. In the words of psychologist Carl Jung, the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Indeed, the confrontation with the woman could be seen as a divine intervention, a wake-up call to reassess the priorities, values, and dynamics of the relationship. It invites both partners to engage in honest and open communication, to confront their fears and insecurities, and to seek forgiveness and reconciliation. It challenges them to transcend their egoic desires and embrace a higher vision of love and partnership. In the grand tapestry of human relationships, conflicts are but threads woven into the fabric of our collective journey. They remind us of our shared humanity, our interconnectedness, and our capacity for growth and transformation. They teach us resilience, patience, and humility, and they deepen our appreciation for the beauty and complexity of life. So, what does God say about the altercation between your spouse and the woman who called you out in front of everyone? Perhaps God says to listen with an open heart, to learn from the experience, and to embrace the opportunity for growth and healing. Perhaps God says to forgive, to let go of resentment and anger, and to cultivate compassion and understanding for all involved. And perhaps, above all, God says to trust in the power of love to overcome adversity and to guide us on our journey toward wholeness and fulfillment. In the aftermath of the confrontation, it's natural for both you and your spouse to experience a range of emotions: anger, hurt, confusion, and perhaps even a sense of betrayal. However, it's essential to remember that conflict, though challenging, can also be a gateway to deeper intimacy and connection. By approaching the situation with humility and empathy, you can create space for honest dialogue and mutual understanding. Communication is key in navigating through conflict and repairing fractured relationships. It requires vulnerability, active listening, and a willingness to see things from the other person's perspective. Instead of engaging in blame or defensiveness, try to approach the conversation with an open mind and a compassionate heart. Express your feelings and concerns openly, but also be receptive to your spouse's perspective and emotions. Moreover, it's crucial to acknowledge the role that ego plays in conflicts and to strive for humility and forgiveness. Ego often drives us to defend our pride and righteousness at the expense of genuine connection and resolution. By letting go of the need to be right and embracing a spirit of humility, you create space for healing and reconciliation to take place. In addition to communication and humility, forgiveness is a powerful tool for transcending conflict and restoring harmony in relationships. Forgiveness does not mean condoning or excusing hurtful behavior. Rather, it's about releasing the grip of resentment and anger and choosing to extend compassion and understanding to oneself and others. It's a process of liberation, freeing oneself from the burden of past grievances and opening the door to new possibilities for growth and transformation. Furthermore, conflict can catalyze personal and relational growth. It provides an opportunity to confront our shadows, fears, and insecurities and to cultivate qualities such as empathy, patience, and resilience. By embracing the lessons inherent in conflict, we can deepen our self-awareness and cultivate a greater sense of compassion and empathy for others. In conclusion, conflict is an inevitable part of the human experience, but it's also a fertile ground for growth, learning, and transformation. By embracing conflict with humility, compassion, and a commitment to communication and forgiveness, you can navigate through challenging times and emerge stronger and more resilient than ever before. Remember that God is always present, guiding and supporting you on your journey toward wholeness and fulfillment.